And Rona has just come out as one of the premier heroes to try and counter the Blackfeather. Usually you see it picked a little bit later once you know that the opposition is going for more melee-oriented heroes, but we've also started to see teams banning the Rona away when they have the Blackfeather. So definitely a little bit of a preemptive pick by Tribe that can backfire, because now Nova could finish off their composition with 2 ranged heroes, and Rona will have some trouble then.
They need to pick Lance up here. I was going to criticize the Lyra ban just because banning Lyra over the Lance means that Nova could have picked up the Lance, but then Nova banned Arden, meaning that Tribe could pick up Lance here if they wanted and still not give a priority roamer over, but they go for the Grace, something that worked out for them last game. Nova here, in my opinion, the best thing they could do is pick up Lance, counter the Rona with that pick, and then go for a Vox, for example, and then put the Blackfeather CP in the jungle. Don't go a melee composition versus the Rona.
Yeah, that's you have to make sure you do not put yourself into a, even a double melee can be very risky into the Rona. So that's why I do like Tribe banning the Lyra, actually, because of the fact that it takes away one of the only ranged captains in the game. Kestrel pickup makes a lot of sense. Again, keeping your opponents at range, trying to make sure this Rona does not get that massive 3-person spin going during the course of this game. Very likely to be that Crystal Blackfeather in the jungle with the weapon Kestrel. They could still flex it a little bit and have, have it be the Crystal Kestrel with a weapon Blackfeather, but it's just been so long since we've seen really anyone other than, I think, I'm the Doom once this season run that Crystal Kestrel, so I just don't anticipate that being the case.
Right, I still stand by my words, and I'm hoping Nova picks up Lance here.
Yeah.
It just works a lot better against the Rona. Shutting it down every time she spins with her red mess, you can lock her down, stun her with the Kithian wall, and then cancel that ultimate. On the other side, Tribe, when they're going to try to close out their composition with a CP jungler, they do have multiple options. Alpha could be the choice.
I was going to say, the only other option for Nova, aside from Lance, was going to be this Catherine. You can try and use those stuns to knock Rona out of the ultimate. You can try and knock Grace out of her ultimate with the stuns. The bubble can do great work once Rona builds up a couple of stacks. The only downside is, immediately when Rona starts spinning, you're not going to be able to get a whole lot of damage reflected. But once she gets a few stacks on the breaking point, all of a sudden that Stormguard can start doing a lot of reflected damage to the enemy team. But Petal as the final pick for Tribe. Petal's a bit risky going into the Kestrel, just because you do have a high chance that your Munions will be destroyed, but you can also block the Glimmer shots with the Munions, so it's kind of a little bit of a give and take there.
Yeah, definitely, and going in with the Rona should be easy for Petal, because you just use your ultimate, and that explosion will both deal damage to your opponents as well as heal your frontline heroes who are close to that explosion. So very interesting composition from both. One is going to be trying to dive, the other is going to be trying to kite away. Traditional strategies as we've been seeing throughout the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen that go both ways. Do we feel like either team has an advantage coming out of this draft? Going into this next game, is Tribe looking at a 2-0 here? Are we maybe going to a game 3?
A lot of it is going to depend on the captain play in this game, because of the fact that the Catherine could potentially shut down this Rona really hard if it's played to an extremely high level. So that's going to be where my focus is how this Rona is able to do work around the Catherine.
The Catherine, in my opinion, if she picks up an early echo and then starts echoing her Merciless Pursuit instead of her ultimate to have multiple stuns, one for the Rona, one for the Grace perhaps, she could make a huge play. So I agree with you that roamers can be vital in this game.
Yeah, we've always had this conversation in Vainglory of whether or not captains can hard carry. And I guess we're going to find out in this game. Hashtag Vainglory8. Let us know who you think is going to be taking this one. It is going to be Tribe going up against Nova. Can Nova even things up, or are Tribe moving forward to our semi-finals? It's time to pass it to our casters in Humanist and Dowsy to find out.
Thank you very much, Munchables, the Wonder Man, holding it down on the desk for us, even through sickness. And of course in health. We're into game 2, Nova versus Tribe, and we have once again a little Rona, a little Blackfeather, Kestrel, Petal. I mean, very meta compositions here.
Yeah, no, the only thing that may be off meta is the fact that it's Grace and Catherine in the captain position. Kind of the A tier picks over the S tier brethren, which is the Lyra and the Arden. Certainly have a lot of power in their own, and like the desk was saying, can captains carry? Well, you know, it's an age-old question in Vainglory, but I think Eco answered in the previous game. If anyone was to kind of be attributed, I say Eco, I mean Evo, of course.
Yeah.
I do apologize.
I was like, okay, I'll let you say it, but I'm feeling evil.
Yeah, Evo was the word that kind of failed to come out of my mouth. I love Evo, very great dude. Very happy I got to meet him earlier on this year.
Well.
Let's talk about this game, and let's talk about what these two teams are trying to achieve, Humanist. This is these guys' last chance to really make a bid for Worlds. They go up against Rogue, the winner of this series, so it's very important as well. Fighting over this Treant.
That's going to be going to Tribe. T-Tigers jumping forward that trampoline, but immediately getting blown up. Delphi should find the kill onto the pedal. There you go. Less attack just coming through, blowing up. Now Dienzio dropping low, and this is wow. Nova with 2 kills early on here. We're a minute and 45 seconds in. Now Nova have control of the map.
Yeah, no, you see this Rona locked in response to the Black Feather pickup by Nova, but it's not a weapon power Black Feather in the lane. It's a CP Black Feather on lone Delphi. That's going to really change the dynamics completely. Max Green making a run for the backs here with this this Gracie. He'll be able to secure these doubles unless Eco gets the last hit. Have to see who it does go over to.
Max is going to get 1. Max. Okay, he's going to get 1. And now it's just a matter of time before he goes down. He's just a kill for Nova.
Yeah, that's not really worthwhile, really. Lone Delphi got 1 of the backs, and he didn't quite get the kill. He got the assist, but ultimately the gold goes over to Nova, and that's pretty good for them. 3-1. It's not a huge lead for them. Under the turret is Dienzio trying to push on in. That's a huge wave, minion candied up. That's going to be very difficult for Truth to deal with. He might even be able to get the turret.
Dienzio getting a lot of work down here. And once again, you see into the fray used defensively. Down in the jungle, Tiggs trading with Lone Delphi. Lone Delphi just going to get popped. There's no way to get away from that pedal once he's on top of you like that.
Yeah, we need to get a picture-in-picture view, it seems, because there's just so much action happening simultaneously. But T-Tigers at the moment looking to try and set up to steal some backs. And this would be worth for the side of Tribe if they get the backs because of the fact that Truth has been pushed under his turret. Look at it. It's under half HP, 1/3 of its HP. There's a huge wave, and now Truth in trouble.
Truth in trouble turns around, but the stun coming out on Max Green, the healing flask, guy had to be down to like 1 health there. Unbelievably lives through it. And we're gonna have another fight in the jungle. Delphi getting chased by the Munions on deep to his chokepoint turret. T-Tigers turns around, he's gonna trampoline forward and find another kill. T-Tigers going off in the jungle, looking to recall, getting trolled out the lane minions, pulled aggro, moved over, canceled the recall. He turns around, 6 those Munions on Eco, trampolines forward, almost takes him down. I think Eco pops the healing flask there, he's okay. Tiggs, a nuisance in this jungle. And then we see Truth actually trading with Dienzio and Max Green into the fray. He's going to drop into that active camo. Truth jukes back to the right, turns around. Glimmer shot not on the mark. 1 more attack. He'll be able to take Max Green. Max walking into the corner there of the pit. T-Tigers maybe getting the Elder Tree. This is a bloodbath down here. I don't know what's going on. These teams is back and forth. The jungle is intensified.
Dienzio! What? He just juked the hell out of them! They're so confused! Where did he go? He went invisible! Rona went invisible!
Oh, what a game! It's 5-4. We're 4.5 minutes in. Let's go!
Oh my goodness. What has happened to Nova? In the space of 1 game, Nova went from looking dominant to looking clueless. It's very surprising. Tribe have just turned the heat right up. Truth's in trouble under this turret. And Tribe are just continuing to pressure on in. T-Tigers is sitting 300 gold away from hitting Shatterglass at 5 minutes in the jungle. That's ridiculous timing. He's got to get this kill.
T-Tigers trampolines in. Truth's got the healing flash. T-Tigers has got to get back. Big damage actually getting returned out. You see Max Green and T-Tigers getting lit up there. They have to respect the damage that's coming out of Truth, but how prime would it be if Lone Delphi could make a rotation up and catch one of these guys with an on point here?
Yeah, you'd have to think at level 6 with the Rose Offensive on this Crystal Power Black Feather, he definitely has the ability to burst someone down. It is very risky because he hasn't got the extended range on his on point, but T-Tigers doesn't have spontaneous combustion either, so all this running around the jungle has kind of backfired as far as experience is concerned because Lone Delphi is kind of kept up a little bit.
Into the fray, Truth jukes back towards the right. He's going to move towards Lone Delphi. Truth, 1 more attack, he'll go down. He lives. Unbelievable. Turns around. They're actually finding a stun here. Tribe trying to focus a target down, but everybody from Nova able to get away. Oh, but this Lone Delphi turns up. Rose offensive over the top. He's able to take Max Green down. Enzio will put him in the dirt. avenging his teammate as Tiggs moves deep into the jungle of Nova. He's gonna look to contest Truth taking this mid camp here. And it's actually Truth able to get it.
What are we talking about? Dienzio's got himself a turret. Here's a replay of the fight. This is Truth just running away. Great stealth usage here to escape. Max Green goes very low. Can't quite remember which fight this is. I think this is Dienzio juking out everyone. It is. So Dienzio basically runs up on into the corner of the wall and immediately Nova tried to cut him off, but he goes for the back port. They expected him to fray into the bush. That's why they walked all the way up to the bush. Guys, we're playing on 2.9.1. You now have vision of people who use abilities in bushes. So if you don't see him in the bush when you walk around the corner, that means he's not there. Something that was a mistake. Another team fight breaking out though. Perhaps you have to see if this one is explosive as this game has been.
I mean, that the vision mechanic, that's just one of those factors that people kind of have to get a little more comfortable with. Obviously, kind of Tribe doing a good job there to troll Nova out. Now, they move forward, trying to apply some damage onto the turret. Truth begins to rain glimmer shots down onto Tribe. Dienzio right back, using into the fray to reposition. Max Green in with the benediction. T-Tiger is healthy through all of this. Zio locked onto the turret, down in the jungle. A bit of trading happening. T-Tiger moves forward. He's onto Delphi. Delphi, one more attack. He'll go down. So looks like Zio, he takes the turret, now moving onto Truth. That bow splitter, big damage coming out. Active Camo's down, not going to be able to be propped off. T-Tiger's right over the Active Camo! Takes him down. T-Tiger's feeling himself.
He is definitely on fire right now, Humanist. And he wants the world to know about it. This pedal has just been explosive, and he has another huge amount of gold to go purchase. 1,500, 1,600, and whatever it is when he gets to the shop, it's going to be a huge chunk of crystal power to his name. Man, Tribe have just stomped Nova in this early game. It's been a bloodbath, and the kills have gone back and forth, but look at where the turrets are. They're all in Tribe's favor, and because of it, it's just going well. Lone Delphi fancies himself a bit of a thief. Very
Lone Delphi, you're not B-side this game. What are you doing over here in the jungle? He's going to try and take that cat. Oh, look, Rose defense over the top. Delphi trying to make the plays. Back with a feint of fart. Whoop, whoop. Over here, just a little zig, a little zag. Max Green, he's going to be okay. Just recalling as Tiggs able to find the kill there. Style points coming out. Zio trying to hold the turret in the lane as Truth and Eco apply a little bit of damage. But it's not going to really threaten Tribe just too much at all. 6 to 8, 8.5 minutes in. This is a bloodbath.
Yeah, something's gone wrong in the Nova camp, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. Team communications have broken down for sure, and everyone is kind of just playing their own game right now.
Eco getting lit up.
Evidenced by Lone
Flares there. Dienzio over the wall. He starts to light up Truth. Eco with the blasphemer, but it's blocked off. Dienzio spins up on Delphi. Delphi holding his ground. They're actually able to take Eco down. Now Delphi dropping low. Tiggs in there. Yeah, Tiggs has actually got the kill. That's a double kill. Zio over the wall looking for Truth. I mean, there's a good chance the Truth could have been there trying to like throw a glimmer shot over the wall. So it's a pretty cute play.
Yeah, no, it's definitely possible. They knew he was close because of the one-shot, one-kill coming out. They felt that they might be able to catch him backporting in a greedy position. Truth wasn't going to allow that to happen. Truth really trying his best to keep his head screwed on. Unfortunately, this massive immountable gold lead Tribe have kind of developed for themselves has brought this Petal in a position where she has double Shadow Glass at 9 minutes. Dienzio in a position where he's got 2 core items. And of course he has a Crucible as well because he doesn't fear death. He doesn't fear, you know, anything coming out. It's very likely there's going to be a double silence coming out from Eco, so first Crucible used by Max Green, second one by Dienzio. He doesn't really need more damage either against this composition. Breaking Point and Serpent's Mask stacks up quite nicely. And I think Tribe have kind of figured out that they're going to win the game in the next 5 minutes based on the way Nova are playing.
Oh, it's so OP. The double Crucible coming out here for Tribe. And just looking at T-Tiger's items, the double Shadow Glass that you pointed out, this guy's on fire. This pedal is huge right now. And Tribe are going to start up the Gold Miner. The question is, what is Nova going to do about it? They know this is happening, but Eco walks in, he gets taken below 50% health almost immediately. Lone Delphi, he's found T-Tiger's. T-Tiger's trampoline's back with the trampoline there. Oh, does he have the damage? No, it's not going to be, but he has the healing coming out of Divine Intervention. His team still on this gold miner is taking forever. This leaves Truth alone in the lane, and Truth's able to take out a turret. So maybe a small misplay down in the jungle. It's just a bloodbath. Delphi trades with T-Tigers. They both die up in the lane. We're going to lose Truth as Max Green actually finds the kills. I'm spitting all over my iPad, Dowsy. I don't know what's going on.
That's alright, I've got you, buddy, as you get a cloth to wipe it out. Tribe are pushing down the lane with these 8 buff minions, and they're going to find themselves a choke point turret, or at least do some damage to it. Maybe Eco and Lone Delphi can dissuade them from going towards it, and exactly that Tribe going to be... Just try and slow down the pace a little bit and not dive on in like a baboon. Right now, it is a huge gold lead for Tribe, as you know, they are very serious about going to Worlds, and you remember this roster probably better than many humanists, the roster of DNZOT Tigers being the previous Hammond roster, I believe, at Worlds, just kind of showing up like no one ever knew. They really want to have that opportunity again. And if they're to take this series, they are going to go up against Rogue, the #1 seed in North America, and that will be like the final boss for them. And then perhaps even TSM in the finals if they were to make it that far. Tribe have to play like heroes right now.
Eco drops the blast trimmer. It's blocked off. He throws one the other way. It's blocked off as well. Nova forced back there. Tribe just looking to murder Nova. This is not a PG rated stream at this point, with the devastation that Tribe is bringing to this Nova squad. In fact, actually, Max is going to move in with Benediction right onto the turret. It felt like maybe they're going to pull off, but I should have known better after the pace that's been set thus far in the game. T-Tigers dropping Eco low. Lone Delphi is feeling threatened as well. Delphi will grab the back trance, one of the biggest wins Nova's had in the last 12 minutes of this game.
I mean, they got a turret as well, so that's pretty big for them. A bit of stall to everyone. 600 was the first turret. Gives 300 less old team-wide. Currently, Nova are doing their best to scale up. You know, there's been a lot of talk about Truth's Kestrel build. One of the best Kestrels in North America for sure, but he builds very strangely and perhaps not super optimally. Very poorly when behind. That's a build that, you know, if you're ahead, you get away with. When you're behind, it really hurts your scaling into the late game. Don't really have as much damage. So Truth really has to get that.
T-Tigers 2 versus 1 finds the kill. Oh my goodness, T-Tigers.
He has his... I didn't throw to you, Humanist. Fully believing that Lone Delphi would use one of his 2 rows offensive stacks there to escape T-Tigers.
You believed in Lone Delphi. You made a mistake.
Very peculiar things going on for Nova. They just don't seem themselves. Perhaps they need Starboy to tie them all together, because right now it feels like they're all memeing.
Memeing. Something I haven't done enough of today in the cast, but still having a good time nonetheless. Tribe, they're going to get an immense gold payout here. 360 gold each. As Tribe find themselves up 14-7, about 14 minutes into this game here. Nova just getting kind of steamrolled.
Yeah, T-Tigers picks up an alternating current. It's a peculiar end to his Crystal Power build, an old school one at that. Sometimes you see it over in Europe. It means that the pedal will have very high attack speed, the minions will be able to attack speed quicker, and the crystal power that he's built up with the Shadow Glasses will do a lot of damage. So it's not a bad build, but I do think it's kind of... You can build whatever you want at this stage of the game, you're very likely to win it. We've got a minute until Kraken spawns. Currently Nova are doing their best to hold on to their choke point turret, and they're doing a successful job. There's also a breaking point on Truth. This game isn't over just yet, Humanist. Nova need to really screw their heads on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over yet. I gotta agree with you on that one, Dowsy. There's a chance there for Nova to make some plays. There's high firepower, burst damage heroes that they have. Eco, if he lands a blast hammer, the Tribe get caught by surprise. There's some squishy targets to get blown up, but I just don't see it happening right now. In fact, feels like T-Tigers is about to find somebody here. He's going to be flared out. They realize exactly where this pedal is positioned. Max Green in with the Benediction here. T-Tigers over the wall with the trampoline. Once again, that's Lone Delphi able to secure his back treant there. One shot comes flying out. Not going to connect onto a target here. The Tribe is able to use these walls so incredibly well with the into the fray and the trampoline. They just reposition over them.
Yeah, look at the breaking point stacks that Truth does build up. 1 Glimmer Shot equals 2, can equal about 3 after the second Glimmer Shot can equal. So there's a lot of damage on this Kestrel.
Zio, he's moving in deep. The active camo is down, but it's not going to be procced off there. Look at Zio just living through. They can't even do any damage. Zio spinning on Eco and Lone Delphi. That trap's going to pop. He's stunned up. Max Green trying to get on the front line. T-Tigers jumps forward. Max with that fountain keeping his team alive. Lone Delphi surely is going to get chased down by D'Enzio. And of course, T-Tigers taking Truth down, but probably a little closer than he would have liked there in that trade. Zio, eventually. Zio, oh, you're going to pull out the recall right now? Zio really actually having some fun.
Not a bad strategy. Like, it seems BM that Zio's not just killing Lone Delphi, but if he kills Lone Delphi now, then look at the death timers.
Right.
3, 10, and 31. Super staggered, which means that Nova actually don't really have the full power fire to do anything on the map. So whilst it looks a little BM, and it probably is in a sense a bit BM from D'Enzio, it's actually a fairly legitimate strategy coming out of D'Enzio, because it means the staggered recalls, they can take this Kraken, and there's really nothing apart from a miracle one-shot from Truth that's going to stop it.
When the BM actually helps you win the game, everything's really starting to come together for Tribe right now.
Okay, so last shot really coming out for Truth at this point, and Lone Delphi, of course. Very difficult to poke down a Rona. They have to kind of start the fight before the Rona is able to spin up, get fortified health. Have seen that T-Tigers has been melting these team fights. One thing that I will say about Truth's breaking point centric build is it's very good into Petal because of the attack speed. It allows him to clear out the minions. Makes it a little bit more effective into Petal than a conventional Kestrel build, which would be pure crit with the Sora Blade.
And you're a big fan of that Truth build, aren't you? Eco, Blast Trimmer comes out, connects onto one, but Zio, he's already under the back lines. They're going to block off the second Blast Trimmer. Kraken marching forward. That's going to be the Fountain coming out to heal up Tribe. Divine Intervention onto Zio. He jumps in, but stunned up immediately. He'll start to spin with Red Mist. Look at the healing coming out here. Huge healing. This is exactly what Rona is good for. T-Tigers dropped low, but just trampolines back. Great positioning. Zio's in. Zio finds a kill. He will go down, but not before he takes Truth down with him. Last Vein Crystal turret is very low. Max Green's in to secure this. What's the play? Tribe, are you gonna look to end this here? T-Tiger, spontaneous combustion to heal himself. I think he used 2 charges there to heal himself up a little bit. Max Green, little dosey-do. Swing your partner round and round. Wow.
Oh my goodness. This is just a very peculiar game coming out of both squads, but Tribe do open up the Vein Crystal. T-Tigers going to fall to Lone Delphi, and there's a shutdown coming through and an Ace. Nova given a bit of fresh air. What can they do with it? A second Shadow Glass will come out for Lone Delphi, really looking for the high damage poke that he can output with a single on point, but it does mean that he now has to be hitting every single on point that he throws out. If he misses one, then there is no damage for this CP Black Feather. Normally a Clockwork would come out as a third item, just so you have a little bit more scope to hit on points. D'Enzio having a lot of fun at the moment, but the turret will fall down. Really nothing D'Enzio could ever do about it, so he just makes sure that he puts himself in a position where he can escape. Kraken will be up in another minute and a half now. Lone Humanist. Nova kind of have to be very careful about how they play that next minute and a half as well. All the vision is there in their jungle to prevent them getting backdoored via jungle, but there's not that much vision in the lane. Eco needs to get some scout traps down. Doesn't really have the inventory space for it though, because he's really made his build a little bit difficult to work with. Crack's going to sell that armor so he can get some flares.
All right, well, he's got the flares. I like the vision that he got down across the map, so they have a chance of realizing the rotations of Tribe, but Tribe straight down the lane here. You mentioned Lone Delphi's build, this is all burst, but I don't see the huge burst coming through. Zio jumps in, he's stunned up right there on top of the trap, stunned up again. Divine Intervention comes through, they block off the Blast Trimmer. Zio begins to spin on the Red Mist, spinning on 2, building up that breaking point. Uh-oh, they need to keep T-Tigers alive. Big Divine Intervention comes through the Fountain as well. Zio right back into the fray. He's on to Truth, he wants Truth. Truth trying to trade, can he do it? Truth building up 20 breaking point stacks, but he will go down. Delphi will go down as well. Max Green with the godly holy Novas. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Tribe taking Eco down for the tasty Scooby snack on the end. The ace is Striber going to be taking game 2 here.
Man, Holy Nova with a bit of CP does a lot of damage, and Max Green, the carry killer, will find 2. Tribe able to close out their day to the circus with a victory here. Is going to be a 2-0 over Nova, which I believe will end Nova's hopes at Worlds dead in its spot. Tribe live on another day. Humanist up against point leader right now. Pole position in Rogue in the semi-finals. Something to look forward to tomorrow.
Oh, dude, tomorrow is going to be insane. I am so looking forward to that. But what a crazy matchup we had.